Hello, it's Talking Reds. Gareth Roberts, Craig Hannan. The day after Liverpool battered Bournemouth, and we can finally stop talking about when we lost 4-3 there, because that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Ghost of Christmas past and all that. That's gone. We've battered them now, and that's good. The Reds really good, weren't they? I think that's the first thing to say. Exactly the type of performance and result we wanted after the 2 draws that were, got a few people, including me, a little bit down about what we might do this season. And a brilliant start from the Reds, I think, is the first thing to say. They were really out the traps, and from the first couple of minutes, you just thought they're on it here. Yeah. There was real energy about the performance. They were creating a lot of half chances. Obviously, Coutinho was his brilliant free kick. It's the bar, and I guess the only worry was that we started really well, but didn't score like dead early, and you just thought, hang on, I've seen this before, but. It came, and then it kept on coming. And aside from the sort of the faux one that it's the post, a good day at the office for the Reds.
Yeah, I think the most exciting thing about the performance was how many positives there were around the pitch. So it's not just that we're talking about our 3 forwards all scoring. It's that we're talking about a really good performance from Oxlade-Chamberlain, man of the match on Sky as well. We're talking about Robertson, who we thought struggled last week, but
best game for us.
Yeah, did really well. We're talking about another clean sheet, and Clavin and Lovren,
diving header?
Yeah, I love what he said for a diving header. You don't see that that much nowadays, but that'll do him the world of good. And like a clean sheet for the both of them. I thought they did really well, but yeah, just lots to genuinely hang your hat on and be excited about, and it almost feels as if momentum might be regained again. Yeah, definitely.
Henderson played well as well. Everyone sort of like at least a 7 out of 10, I'd say, across the board, really. They all played well. Salah gets his 20th of the season before Christmas, and we're sort of,
it's wild.
It's absolutely mad, isn't it? And I mean, you're comparing it to sort of records from Ian Rush and Roger Hunt and that sort of thing. That's nice company to be in, because both of those players were something special. This fella looks like something special as well. And I think what's key about Salah, and I've seen a few people saying it now, is you sort of know what he's going to do. You know what his strengths are, and you know where he's going to go. But stopping him is something else.
Good luck.
What I mean? All the best. I mean, someone said he always goes on his outside, and it's it. Well, so does Robin, but no one can stop him either. At his peak either. So. Yeah, really good from the Reds. Brilliant. Coutinho, brilliant as well. A lot of chat about what his face is like. Can we not talk about what his face is like? Who's asked about what his face is like? Look what he's doing with his feet.
Yeah.
An absolutely brilliant goal. And a brilliant run from Robertson on his outside, which sort of allows him to do it as well, which maybe goes a little bit unnoticed. But yeah, a great performance, a good ball through for Salah that doesn't end up in a goal, but is brilliant as well. The free kick's brilliant and so close to being something special.
We haven't even talked about Firmino. I think Firmino's 1 goal off. I think he's 1 goal off being last season's top goal scorer, if you know what I mean. So if he scores 1 more, he scored more. Yeah, he scored more than last season's top goal scorer, which I think was Coutinho. So that's mad. That it just seems to be that all the forwards are outscoring themselves from the previous year, and we're only in December at the minute. It's really exciting. But the one yesterday that for me was Oxlade-Chamberlain. I think that. Especially coming up to the Arsenal game, it was great to see him do so well in centre midfield. You can see all of his attributes. Josh wrote a good piece a couple of months ago, almost profiling him and saying why he would become an important signing for us. And he just looks as if he knows what he's doing. He knows the players around him. He knows how to play to his own strengths.
He's settled into being a Jurgen Klopp player, hasn't he?
Confidence.
That's what it looks
like. He's been given confidence. I think everyone knew he needed a new start from Arsenal. He'd gone stale there. I've had loads of Arsenal fans, including Sam behind the camera, tell me, just wait, you'll see why we all get frustrated with him. But I think he just needed a new start. I think he needed a new manager to put his arm around him and say, you're not this utility player. We're not going to throw you about here, there and everywhere. We're not going to play you at right wing back and then centre midfield 1 week, left wing the next. You're a centre midfielder for us, and you fit into this Liverpool side nicely.
He's able to go on the wing as well, though, isn't he? He's sort of like, he's going between the 2 positions in that one game. But the moments of the match from him, I thought, is where he smashes eye with the tackle. goes through, and then he's unlucky, he hits the post from that. But he made all that himself. It was all about his determination, his strength and his quality. And if that had been a goal, then it would have been fantastic. And he was fantastic in the interview afterwards.
He was, yeah.
Because, they get Chamberlain and they get Coutinho and they put them in front of the camera. And then, the questions are really shit-stirring questions to Coutinho. He's played really well. Let's just talk about that. It's a bit our-last for me to start talking about, hinting at Barcelona and talking about wanting away and all that. And Coutinho looked really awkward. And Chamberlain just stepped across, said, I don't think it's fair to ask him these questions. He's at Liverpool right now. And it was a good little bit of leadership, that. And it was good little two fingers to sky, really, because they're always, we know that they're tabloid TV and that they're always looking for a line. And it was nice to see one of our players stand up for one of his teammates. So well in Oxlade-Chamberlain.
Did you see his reaction to Salah's goal?
Yeah.
There's a video doing the rounds, it's brilliant. His reaction's just like every other fan whenever they watch the goal go in. He just sort of, he gives Salah a hug and then he turns away from it and just does this.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Like, how'd you stop that?
Yeah, exactly.
There's a good piece on it. We're always plugging the Anfield Wrap, and we will do on this video, don't you worry. But I wanted to give a shout out to something I read on Football 365, which is worth a read, from Daniel Story, who's a very good writer. It's on the rotation issue again, which I appreciate maybe getting a little bit boring, but I thought that Daniel's point on it was spot on. So what he says is, last season, Liverpool played 47 matches in all competitions. On Sunday, they played the 27th match of the season, and will play another before Christmas and another 3 by the end of New Year's Day. If Liverpool reach the quarter-finals of the FA Cup and the Champions League, a reasonable expectation, this team will play at least 55 matches in 2017-18, and they could play as many as 60, not including replays. And he says, and you thought they were tired last season. So Klopp will continue to argue that rotation is not a choice but necessity, says Daniel, and something that his squad will have to learn to deal with if they are to go deep into multiple competitions. The manager might also point out that his team are currently on a 12-game unbeaten run, and that since the defeat against Tottenham on October the 22nd, only 2 Premier League teams have taken more points than Liverpool. So if rotation has caused issues, which plenty of people have pointed out, including ourselves, it's hardly derailed the season. And he says the benefits will be felt further down the line in hamstrings and groins. So yeah, really good stuff from Daniel, good research behind it as well. And hopefully we will see the benefit of the resting as we go on through the Christmas period. Arsenal, of course, on Friday, is it?
Yeah.
I'm already getting confused about the Christmas schedule. And that's one we can really look forward to now. There will be all kinds of previews on the Anfield Wrap to that one.
5 days rest as well. Got 5 days between the games. I think as fans we are like, and me and you are as bad as anyone. Like straight after a game, we almost have this short. We only think in the short term, don't we? We think about the last game because that's the one that's fresh to us, while Jurgen Klopp will have planned and mapped out this season. And so he probably does more, he knows more than us. So I think that as fans we are sort of guilty of that in a way. And like you said, like the amount of games there is ridiculous. One of the interesting bits in the article was the line, this isn't a computer game world where players can play and avoid the effects of fatigue. And I think even this season compared to last, we've seen much less injuries. I remember last season it just felt as if not almost every 2 weeks it was like, oh no, another one.
And as well, one of the best things about the Bournemouth performance was the energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Was the energy from the side. I mean, early doors, Henderson, Oxlade-Chamberlain getting stuck in, pressing, giving the Bournemouth no time on the ball to operate. And like I say, he only really sort of gave one chance away in the whole game. Before we go to the papers, like we always do, wanted to give a shout out to basically the treatment of football fans by police and clubs. It's something we talk about all the time on the Anfield Wrap. There's been a few things over the last few days which are quite mad. One I meant to mention last week and I forgot, so I'll mention it now. Amanda Jacks tweeted about this, FSF_fair cop on Twitter. She's a caseworker for the Football Supporters Federation. She tweeted, a suspended 3-match ban and a telling off for a fan whose masturbatory gesture at an opposition player was spotted by a TV viewer who then wrote to the fans club to complain. This suspended 3-match ban will be implemented if the fan misbehaves again within 12 months. I mean, Jesus Christ, what are we coming to if someone at the match can't go in the heat of the moment, fuck off, to a player?
Someone's going to have you off there. They're going to.
I mean, well, what are we coming to? Like, why is someone getting in touch with the club and complaining about that? And B, why is the club not just going, shut up, behave, and throwing it in the bin? It's absolutely. And then there's another one. Over the weekend, Amanda Simon, she's a contact for fans who feel they are being sort of mistreated, or, you know, someone people can get in touch with for advice. She says, I've heard from someone who attended a Liam Gallagher gig and was pulled aside by the police and questioned about why they were there, and asked about the fact that there were fans from a rival football club there. Ultimately, he was allowed in, but has this happened to anyone else? Why is someone at a gig being asked about what football team they support? It's absolutely wild. Do you ask rugby fans about it, cricket fans? You know, it's the thing about football fans being, you know, treated differently to anyone else in society. Again, it's absolutely wild. On this subject, by the way, we've just given a retweet this morning, so it's on our Twitter feed. There's a film out, a short film featuring Amanda Jackson. She's in it. Clifford Stott, who we've had on the show too, who researches the behaviour of crowds. It's called I Predict a Riot, and it looks at a Birmingham v Aston Villa match and how it was policed. Really interesting stuff. If this is a subject you're interested in, give that a watch. Next up, the papers. All right, the papers and a couple of things we've picked out of the packed sports pages on a Monday. Lots and lots to get stuck into, to be honest, but just a couple of things that sort of made me laugh, stroke, are interesting. Mark Hughes, obviously under a lot of pressure at Stoke right now, which is hilarious because, you know, he's played for Man United and Everton, and he's not a very likeable fella, if you ask me. And it's boss to see him under pressure and cracking. And he certainly cracked at the weekend because, I don't know if you saw it, Arnautovic, obviously back at Stoke playing for West Ham, had a load of chances, eventually scored, got loads of stick off the fans all the way through. Give it a bit of one of them, you know, doing the West Ham sign basically to the Stoke fans. All fair enough, I think. All boss pantomime football stuff, really. But then Hughes decided to have a big public go at him as he's walking off the pitch, which the player actually, you know, blanked. He just walked off and thought, you know, lads, I've scored and we've battered you. Shut up. And Hughes is there, like, you know, giving it loads as he does. And yeah, Tony Cascarino in the Times has had a bit of a go at him, saying he thought he was totally out of order to have a go at him. Says the West Ham man was getting booed by the home crowd after leaving for £25 million in the summer. He says, you don't expect to see that from a manager. He said perhaps he was trying to keep the home fans on side by joining in with the heckling. And he says, you know, also the player gave a performance that sort of shows what Stoke are missing. He says of Hughes, it showed a lack of class and composure, and managers need to be better than that. I mean, everyone was having a go at Klopp the other week, and we defended them, didn't we? But I think it's football fans are always hypocrites. Here's me being a hypocrite. Shut up, Hughes.
I'm with Tony. I love all this stuff, though. I love, you know, I love seeing Mark Hughes get annoyed and get angry, and I loved how the player just walks off and just sort of gives it the. Whatever, doesn't bother me.
Whatever, lad.
Arnautovic he had two chances just before that, and he was getting jeered every single time. One hits the bar and one goes over, I think. So he was getting stick, so good on him, sticks it in the net, does a bit of a celebration. That's what you want to see. Yeah. Like, I'm sick to death of seeing players not celebrate against their old club. That's just, if I was a player, and no, as a fan speaking, so, but if I was a player, I'd absolutely love to stick it to my old club. And especially if they've been giving me stick.
But also as well, a goals, they're good. A goal's a moment that you celebrate, and it doesn't matter like what the history of your career is. No one cares. Celebrate the goal. You know, Robbie Fowler scored against Liverpool and celebrated the goal, and everyone was absolutely fine with it. John Joe Shelby scores against Liverpool and doesn't celebrate it, and everyone's going, oh, isn't that great? No, it isn't.
No, it's not.
He's a player scoring a goal. It's a joyful moment. Show some joy. You know, you had the miserable fella at United, Lukaku. You know, he doesn't celebrate when he scores against West Brom. And I see like journalists saying, oh, well, it's because it's West Brom and all this. Nah.
He was only there a season.
Celebrate the goal. Celebrate the goal.
I think what Mark Hughes is up to here is he's a manager under pressure, probably under the most pressure in the Premier League at the minute. You think he might be getting the sack anytime soon. I think he was just trying to win a few brownie points with his fans there. But yeah, not having it.
All right, in the Daily Mail, our favourite for taking the piss out of.
It's got home delivery soon, haven't you?
Yeah, they haven't let us down again today. Jamie Redknapp, a serial talker of shit. He says, you know, Phil Coutinho's been brilliant for Liverpool, hasn't he? He's had a great game. You know, he's set one up. He's scored one, he's hit the bar, he's given shit to a kid in the crowd, he's had that, you know, the interview afterwards and blah, blah, you know, he's involved in everything, a little bit of everything from Coutinho. And then you've got this Blair popping up in the Mail on a Monday morning saying, why not swap Coutinho for Suarez? Yeah, genius, Jamie, yeah. I mean, like, first off, Suarez left Liverpool. And one of the reasons was, you know, he wanted to play in Barcelona, his family wanted to go to Barcelona, there was talk about the weather in Liverpool and all that sort of stuff. The weather in Liverpool's not changed. And the idea of him coming back or doing a swap, absolutely ludicrous. Like, why is this even in the paper? He says, even if Liverpool receive in excess of the 138 million Barcelona bid last summer, there are few like-for-like players they can buy, while bringing in a number of players is not always the best option. Instead, Liverpool should ask Barcelona to swap Coutinho for Suarez. Well, what do you think will happen if we ask that question, Jamie? I mean, do you not think it'll be a... Because I do. I mean, honest to God,
like players either. Like, he's saying you won't be able to get a like-for-like player, but then you've gone and tried
that
to
isn't
ask
a like
for a player who's not like-for-like. Idiot. But no, I wouldn't even want to say... Well, no, like, Suarez was brilliant for us.
It's been and gone, it's done. It's over.
Done, you know, get over it.
Weird thing to write. Okay, on the Anfield app today, there is the free show, as there always is on a Monday. We're going to leg it over to the studio any second now and go and record. That should be a good one. Everyone's upbeat. Everyone's got lots to talk about how the Reds were great and how hopefully we're going to smash Arsenal on Friday. Also out today is AFQ football. Mo Stewart is hosting that one. A lovely fella, as loads of you seem to have realised and commented last time he was on this. So it will be a good show. And then tomorrow, of course, the review is out as well, when we take a second, deeper look at quite how Liverpool had Bournemouth's kecks off. So, so do subscribe to Tour Player. It's £5 a month. theanfieldapp.com/subscribe. Give it a go. Buy it for your mates for Christmas. There's still time, if you do it today, to order things from our shop, including subscriptions as a present. Go and have a look at that as well. That has been Talking Reds.